So these are 5 camera settings to know about. So these are very beginner user friendly settings. So let's just get straight into it. And also just to clarify, I'm a Canon user and a Sony user, so it could be a bit more different if you're using Fujifilm and other camera brands that I did not mention. So let's just get straight into it. So number 1 is file type. File type is inbuilt in cameras, is like profile sort of things for your cameras. So what they do is collect information on your cameras and in your photos and stuff to, you know, make sure that this, you know, make sure the photo's a photo and stuff. So like there's JPEG and there's RAW. So RAW is the big man. RAW is the one that collects the most information in your photo, and JPEG is that really small compressing guy, which you don't want in your photo because JPEG is not very good. And so I recommend shooting in RAW, because when shooting in RAW it collects some information, which I basically said. Number 2 is picture profiles. Picture profiles are like color grading systems and such, so they're very similar towards like editing softwares and stuff, because like with picture profiles, if you shoot with picture profiles and RAW, if you're shooting in RAW, I wouldn't really worry about picture profiles, because you know when you're taking photos and stuff, it's not really going to matter because Lightroom will reset it into its normal photo and such, unless you are shooting with video and then worry about color grading and stuff like that. But right now we're talking about photos right now, so that's what picture profiles can do. Picture profiles are just color grading and then assisting to help you, you know, with the colors and stuff like that, and also just to, you know, make sure that the colors are right. Number three, white balance. White balance is very similar towards picture profiles and stuff like that, as it's very important in some cases. Like for example, right now this light is actually lighting me, and so it's actually getting the skin tones and whatever. So that's what it's very helpful for. White balance can help you with skin tones if you're taking photos of people and subjects and stuff like that that have skin, obviously, which, like, you know, you don't even want to have a person's hand red, which I did a few years ago of this bloody person where the saturation and stuff. So anyways, so that's what white balance can do. It can help you assist with skin tones, which is very helpful with editing softwares. So I would probably recommend using that in editing. Number 4 is autofocus. Autofocus is probably the most important thing to have. Always have it on, unless you want to experiment with manual focus. Manual focus is completely fine, but autofocus is great, as you can have, you actually set it towards continuous autofocus, which is right now, like for example, if I'm going to continuously move around, see how the camera is not moving, and see how it's actually still detecting me. So right now with detection, or the autofocused, you can actually set it on people, animals and cars and other objects and stuff like that. And also with cameras having touchscreen, you can actually just touch what you want to focus. So if you're taking photos through foreground or through elements in foregrounds and stuff like that, you can actually, you know, if your camera has a touchscreen, which is great. If it doesn't, then I don't know what you're doing, but basically it can assist with what you want in the photo. But with focus and stuff, it's great. Autofocus is completely fine. Manual focus is just another thing to experiment with. So 5 is noise reduction. Noise reduction is in a lot of cameras these days, so it's very inbuilt. So just make sure with your camera and stuff, make sure that's actually inbuilt, because sometimes with noise reduction in inbuilt cameras, they can actually ruin the photo and stuff. So I would actually recommend doing it post-editing, because post-editing will assist you a lot more than having inbuilt cameras, because you don't really want to keep on doing it, because you're going to be editing the photo anyway, so what's the point of trying to edit on your camera and stuff? So that's the case. So but like with the inbuilt cameras, noise reduction, it can decrease saturation, the color and the sharpness and stuff as well, so that's what you don't want to have. But it can be helpful when having a high ISO or long exposure and stuff like that, which it can be helpful with, but just be wary of it. Just be wary of it. That's all I can really say. But in my opinion, use editing softwares. So yeah, that way you have got more control of the photo. Thank you so much for watching as well. Please comment down below if any of these tips help you or whatever, and see what if you've got any questions or whatever. I'll like to, you know, try and help you as much as I can. And yeah, hopefully these camera settings does help you. So yeah, just be wary of all of these, as it will be different with every single camera. So just research your own camera and stuff like that. So yeah, Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you. Have a good day.